Hey, what's up guys, Josh Bush and welcome back to another One Piece video. Today I am joined by my very good friend Raphael Neven. Please introduce yourself, I guess.
I am a ex-Yu-Gi-Oh player who now plays One Piece, and I just got back-to-back tops, but this time not with Teach. I played Lim this time in London, and I got top 16. Went 8-2 in Swiss, lost to Dofi, won against Free Shanks, couple Dofis, Teach, Lucci, and not sure. And then the last round, around 10, I lost the Lim mirror. Very skillful.
Best deck.
It's super hard mirror. No, it's literally die roll 90-10%. It's really toxic, but it happened. First, quick shout out, Vince and Federico Pastore. I was testing this deck for like a couple weeks, and I ran into Vince randomly on Reddit, and he said like, "Oh, we're also testing this deck. Let's join forces." And Federico also top 16, so very consistent deck, very good performance.
Also, it won the event and got second as well.
The event got second. Like for this event, Lim was everywhere. It was crazy.
Do you think like this deck will still be as good as it was this event for next week?
I think Lim performed really well because of the surprise factor. When people know how to play against it, it definitely becomes worse. However, like, it's hard to say, but I think it will become less good as well. If more people play Lim, it becomes as a worse deck as well, because the mirror is so unplayable. So if you play more mirrors in Swiss, then it becomes super random. So I'm not sure if I would play this deck again, but for this weekend it was insane.
Yep.
Okay, the deck. For the most important card of the list, you would always almost mulligan for this. You need to open this basically, especially going first. If you open this and it doesn't get removed, then it's like, and it's hard to remove, then your win rate is almost like 75% against every deck in the game. So and that's crazy. The Search for Lim, of course, very important. Free Sabo, very good, but like it makes the hands that are good even better.
Yeah, you want to see it sometimes, but not all the time, right?
You want to see it like in the hands with the Lim, but later on in the game, you never want to summon it again. So it's not as a crucial 4-off as like the other ones. Talking about crucial 4-offs, this is probably, I mean, all of them are insane. But this one is crazy because of the restanding. So you steal games with this that you shouldn't ever win when you're like -10 in card advantage, but then suddenly you game them because you had Mihawk a turn and then another turn Mihawk and you attack for like 6-6-6-6. It's crazy. Talking about more craziness, the Enel, you cycle through your deck really fast. Absolutely insane card. Then the New Gate, probably my favorite. Really important against decks like Lucci to like tap stuff, kill stuff. For example, if you go second and they have the Brook, this is pretty much your only win condition. Have a 1 cost and then tap it and kill it with Newgate and go from there. But overall, very important card against many different matchups. And then the Doflamingo. Of course, really crucial attacker. This is one of your best attackers because it restands itself. You don't need the baby Lim for it. And then double Adio. This is a 2K, but
it's
also
just a 2K, right?
No, I summoned it like 3 or 4 times for sure. Because it becomes 6K when there's another Rested Odyssey card. So and that's permanent also in your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
So
just a search for 2K. Got it. Yeah.
Even this 2K sometimes comes up, like because it freezes a Dawn. So against Shanks, for example, if they're on 6, you can play this to play around the Rayleigh turn, for example. If for some reason Teach doesn't like stun you on place, you can. So it has its applications, but it is also 2K. Because sometimes you don't have the baby Lim, you still want to have a 1 cost you can play on turn 1. Most of the time, if you don't have the baby Lim, it's this one. But this one, of course, has applications that you can rest the 2 cost Teach in the Dofi matchup, and for example, or like Rosinante and kill it, or the stuff like Manchuri I rested in our testing with Josh. So it's a 2K that also does something. Not a 2K that does something, like very good effect actually. It's a more expensive Ushohachi, but also a 2K. And then Free Sakazuki, really important removal. and 1 Robin. This is another card that kind of plays around Rayleigh if you have it on the right curve. For the other cards, 3 Yosahachi. Helps you steal games as well, together with the Mihawk, and important 2K. And then for the events, this was, I think, my favorite card this weekend is Opnal. It's important in multiple matchups, like it gets rid of the Burgess. Any card into Dofi, like Boaz and stuff, is really important to get rid of. But the best card against this deck is Lucky Roo. Like, Lucky Roo shits on the entire deck. So this is actually quite important in the Shanks matchup as well. And if they don't have Lucky Roo, they always have, like, at the end of the game, they can summon like the new Chopper Blocker. Yep. So it has a lot of applications. And then 4 Blast Breath to protect your board, basically, because if you have the board, you're in a good position. But if mid-game you lose the board, there's no coming back because everything goes rested. So if you lose the board, you lose the game. So this was not like you don't save these until the late game to protect yourself from getting killed. Like, sometimes you can, but usually you use them mid-game to protect your field, and like the negging for the dome doesn't matter because this leader ramps so fast.
Yep.
So all of these were very, very good. I really like this deck. Shout out to the boys, the people who traveled with me, and hopefully another one in Paris maybe. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Thank you, Raphael. See you in Paris. Bye.